All right, welcome to Rock Vegas, everybody. It's Glen Rockney, and I'm joined by a recurring guest. It's third time on the show.
Third time, man.
Now a superstar.
Yeah, sure.
Now he's a superstar. We got commas in the subscriptions here for Tape Don't Lie podcast. He's also on Expanding the Box Score and Raiders Wire. So it's Marcus Johnson at the Mark John NFL. What's going on, man?
I'm doing all right, man. How about you, bro? It's been a long time since
it's been a while.
Episode, so,
it's been a while. No, it has, and we got news today, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But I just wanted to have you on, and I wanted to talk about we're halfway through the season, right? We're halfway through the season. Raiders are 4-3. They should make the playoffs. Like, in my opinion, they should make the playoffs. But I just wanted to say, like, you were pretty on point when we talked about in the preseason. You were talking about the offense was going to be ahead of the defense, and the offense has been great. The offense has been great this year. The defense has been there. Could you maybe just expand on what you've seen to like that kind of made you think you were right about that?
Well, first of all, I mean, we talked about it on the first episode that we did together. Was Gruden's record in September through November, right? We talked about that a lot. How he came into the season 86-27, something like that, or I think 86-67. My bad, but it was something that he's always gonna start off fast. I mean, that's the thing that he does.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting any different this season, especially with the way the offense was built, the way that they added more players. They added the rookies. They added Henry Ruggs. They added Edwards. They added they got Josh Jacobs back. Derek Carr in year 3. I really expected them to start off fast and kind of carry this team through the tough games they had earlier. So, it wasn't nothing I didn't expect. I mean, I was expecting the offense to look like this. I know a lot of people, I got killed right before the season for saying that, the offense was good last year and that means it's going to be good this year and people should be like have more optimism. I got killed for that, but
you get killed a lot.
I do get killed a lot.
Yeah, you do, man. I'm always there to step up because I know where I got receipts. I have audio receipts of you, but it's funny because I was going to bring that up. You had said I remember there was you and I were talking. There was like a 2-week period where you became like a Carr defender, and then you found out the Patriots were doubling up on some checkdowns, and then you got called a Carr hater. So I think it's funny how your podcast is called Tape Don't Lie because it doesn't. It's just like it's funny that these people think they're being objective when they criticize you, but they're like it's a narrative, and you don't have it. You don't have the narrative. I remember like when that happened, when people were attacking you for showing stuff about Carr and made you think you don't like Carr. 2 weeks ago, you had the best case for Carr. I remember like saying, look, he had been 2 weeks before that. You had the best case for Carr. So I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, I got killed for that a lot. Just for noticing that. And I got killed from just not even for Raiders people. I mean, I know some of the Patriots guys were offended. They got kind of mad.
What was their take?
That, because I wasn't like, I didn't add semantics to it. So that's why some of the Raiders films guys got mad at it too. I don't want to say no names, but there's a little article written by Raiders, on Raiders Beat or whatever.
Oh,
and it was more about semantics, like what exactly kind of coverage it was, because I didn't add semantics to it. Mine was more straightforward, which I will say, I think that's why people like me in BD a little bit. I mean, we do get technical. I'm not gonna say we're not technical because we are. We get very technical, and especially BD. I get technical too, but I think that the way we present the film is a lot different than how other people do, and it's a lot more entertaining. Like we try to be entertaining. So like, I'm gonna make a joke if I think something's funny that I found. I mean, it still is gonna have some analysis behind it, but I make jokes, bro. Like I don't, what I'm saying? Like I'm not like 100% serious film guy where I'm gonna be boring and things like that. Like that's not possible for me. So I'm gonna make some jokes. So if that bothers you, then I don't know what to tell you. But like, it's kind of funny, like the way this season has gone. Like I've kind of, thinking about back on our previous episodes, I kind of like. It's kind of gone how I thought it was going to be.
I think you're right. I think you've been on point. That's what I'm laughing at. I'm like, dude,
it's gone how it's going to be, and a lot of the players, they look how I thought they're going to look. So, like, I'm not the type to do like, victory laps or anything like that. But a lot of people thought this team's going to be like 1-7 or 2-6 at this point.
That was weird.
A lot of people thought that, right? And I didn't see that. So, I mean, the end of the year, I mean, Gruden, December, me, Doug. I'm nervous till
Yeah.
December.
Yeah, you
Like
just
if
want
they,
to build that buffer, get that buffer, right?
I need a buffer,
Get
bro.
that
So at least go
7-3. We win these next
right.
three.
You're some
Get to 9 and
8-4,
maybe
man.
finish 9-7, limp into the playoffs. Yeah, I'm with you.
Exactly. You know what I
I'm
mean?
all
So
in. I'm with you. No, it's funny
yeah.
because what you had said, it's um what one thing I did you see the running game kind of, and look, this is coming off the Cleveland game when the running game was great. So
Yeah.
besides this Cleveland game, the running game, maybe Carolina too, the run games really hasn't been there. Did you see that at all, or was that? I mean, I know the offensive line's been messed up, but like,
Yeah.
did you see that kind of what they were getting like 3.1 yards a carry for a
No,
while?
I did not see that
Yeah,
at all.
that one's weird to me. I didn't think this offense would be. I thought it might be one dimensional. It skewed in the run game's favor, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I that was interesting. What's going on with the run game? I mean,
They miss Incognito and Trent Brown. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, in Josh Jacobs, he's getting better at power runs now, and I think it's because they've been running more power concepts. Which for the fans, it's like fullback lead. Every time you see Alec Ingold in there, like, and he's going straight through a
yeah.
hole, that's basically a power run. Or if somebody pulls, that's a power run,
Mm-hmm.
and then if they all move into motion, that's a zone run, outside zone. So he is an outside zone like superstar. That's what he is, and that's all they did last year was run outside zone. But they had Trent Brown, and if Trent Brown went down, they play Brandon Parker, who is pretty athletic too. So they're able to run outside zone, just like in this game against the Browns, they were able to outside zone them to death. But Jacobs is getting better at power now because he's been running so many power concepts, and that was his struggle. So now he's getting better at it. So I think we're going to see better runs. Like against, I showed on the Tape Don't Lie podcast that he was actually following Alec Ingold through holes, which he never did before. He never did that before. He would just do whatever he really wanted, and now he's starting to do that, and it really showed in the Browns game. Because if they don't have Incognito and they don't have Trent Brown, they can't depend on outside zone. Because one, Denzel Good's not athletic enough. Either is Sam Young, and to be honest, you don't want Brandon Parker playing. And I know people love Brandon Parker right now, but I'm here to tell you that that's the way that let's just say the game plan changed a little bit when he got in there. So
yeah.
So if Sam Young's playing and Denzel's good playing, they have to run power concepts, and Jacobs wasn't good at that coming into the year, so he was going to struggle. So he's been struggling because of that, because they can't get outside zone, and then the line hasn't been holding up as well. Rodney Hudson has been playing run defense as well as he usually as he has before. I mean, either as Gabe Jackson.
Too,
yeah. So, I mean, the running game and the line hasn't been playing as well either. But I think Jacobs becoming a better runner with power concepts, if that continues from the Browns game to this game, then that's going to be very good outlook for this run game. Because, I mean, I don't know why he didn't follow Alec Ingold before. I can't tell you, but against the Browns is all he did. And
did they play with a lot of? They didn't really have a fullback at Alabama, did they?
No.
So maybe I would just think it'd be something like, hey, what is this guy in front of me? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
The hell's that? Yeah. Yeah.
We need to follow him. I go where I do whatever I want to do.
We'll hang out after the game. I'm not gonna run behind him. What the hell you do? Yeah, no, that's I could see that because I was thinking that too in my head. I'm like, now that you said that, I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't remember some like big white dude at Alabama that would be like a fullback or something. So yeah,
exactly.
That makes sense. But I was gonna ask you about Colton Miller a little bit.
Okay.
Colton Miller, and I was so critical of him, even in preseason this year. I was just like, man, I just look, he's made strides, but I don't know how good he's gonna be.
Yeah.
This year, I'm drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid, but PFF's thing about the Raiders' offensive line was that one, Josh Jacobs makes guys miss, and two, Derek Carr gets rid of the ball early, so you don't really get to see if the offensive line is, as good as people think it is, right?
Yeah.
And do you think Colton Miller is actually a product of that, or is he actually just isolated on his own a good left tackle right now?
I think he's just a good left tackle right now. I mean,
Nice.
He's not a great left tackle. Let's not get crazy, okay? He was an average left tackle last year. He's a good left tackle now. Okay,
Nice.
so I mean that means he's going to show up every week, and he's probably going to give you some good pass blocking. I think he's struggling a little bit this year, run blocking too, as well. I mean, he's getting beat run blocking, but in pass protection, I think he's still having trouble with like superstars.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Myles Garrett was giving him the business before he got hurt. last week. So
yeah, a lot of people didn't see that one, did they? Yeah, I you know, because I thought the same thing. That one where he almost had the strip sack, right?
yeah,
I'm just like,
he's giving in the business.
whoa, like, and I don't know who stops that. Honestly, like that move was just ridiculous. That he put on Colton Miller. It was insane, man. So I don't know. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he's getting to good. Do you think he could be great?
I think he can.
Nice.
I think with his I think some of his tendencies he has in college, he still has them, but I think he handles them and counters them better. That's what I noticed about last year. Like, one thing is like a O-line thing that you should never do is leave your chest open.
Yeah.
And his hands are like super wide, and they still are. I'm not gonna. I mean, he has some good reps where he gets his hands inside, but most of the time they're still outside. I'm not gonna lie to you. So he's so much stronger now with his athleticism that he's able to take some of those bull rushes and like what they call an anchor for offensive linemen, when you put your feet in the ground and you just kind of stop a bull rush. He's able to do that better. So he's able to counter. I mean, he's just a better tackle. I mean, he's not like, but like I said, if he goes up against like TJ Watt, how good is Colt Miller going to hold up? He's going to do better than he would do before, but like TJ Watt's going to eat him up.
Right, that guy's a nightmare.
Right, but that's but for you to be a great tackle though, you got to stop TJ Watt, right? That's what Tyron Smith would do. I mean, he wouldn't stop him, but it'd be like a huge battle, right? It would be like a rivalry.
Jason
battle.
Peters on Khalil Mack in the double doink game, like where he was just like, "Yo, you're not getting past me. I don't care what you do."
Exactly, and that's what great left tackles do. And I don't think that he's there yet, but he's a good left tackle. So like if he faces like, I mean, I think this week, like even
Melvin Ingram, is it?
Well, I don't think Melvin Ingram's playing this week.
Are they both out? Bosa and Ingram?
I'm trying to think.
I didn't see him Ingram on the injury report, but maybe.
Okay, so if he's not on the injury report, then he's fine.
But, I'm not sure. I honestly, I'll pull it up when we start to talk about the Chargers. But yeah, no, okay. I know Bosa's not playing, so but he would be coming off the right side. So
exactly, but so it's going to be easier. I think he'll still do all right against those guys too. I know Bosa probably not, but Melvin Ingram is a good pass rusher, but he's not like the greatest pass rusher in the world. I mean he's a solid pass rusher. I mean he probably would be the best pass rusher on the Raiders, but he's not.
So would you, but he's not. So would you, yeah.
But he's not like for somebody like Cole Miller, who is a good left tackle now, I would expect him to be able to hang with a good pass rusher like Melvin Ingram. It's just like the great guys. I don't expect Colt Miller. Colt Miller probably get beat by like the superstars. I mean that's where we're pointing. So that's his next step, is making Myles Garrett disappear when he's not injured, because let's keep it real, like he was limping around after like the first quarter, and that's why he was kind of a non-factor in that game. But like Colton Miller has to stop those guys for him to become an upper echelon or an all-pro like people think he is. I mean, he might sneak into the Pro Bowl, but that depends more if the Raiders are good to defend the season if he gets in the Pro Bowl, because I mean that's all people like. Oh, it's a good team, a good tackle. They vote. That's more about the Raiders being good. Like that's the only way tackles get in. Tackles don't get in. You can't be an 0-16 team unless you're Joe Thomas, but he was a top 5 pick though.
And I'd say an all-time great at the time too. Yeah. Like it wouldn't matter. He'd make it any year. But I mean, it's year 3. I think was it Colton Miller? Yeah, it's year 3 of Colton Miller, right? Yeah. I mean, I can't lie and say that I thought that's what he was even going to be this. You know what I mean? By year 3, I thought he would be one of those guys where, okay, maybe he could get out on a screen, right? Because he's athletic. I thought, maybe, have some good reps, but then at times be put on skates. Like that Frank Clark thing is still like ingrained in my, like when they played Seattle and London, it's still in my brain. But I haven't really been noticing that this year, and so I wanted to get your perspective on that. But
okay,
what about the just to pivot the Raiders draft class this year? I'll never say it's a bad draft class, because I think there's good players there. But they're just not getting anything out of them right now because they're hurt, right? Traded one of the guys in the 3rd round, and a couple guys are on IR. But I found it interesting. Let's start with Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs, I like Henry Ruggs. I like Henry Ruggs as a player. I think he's still kind of raw, just like technician wise as a receiver. Like when you saw that screen in Cleveland, it looked like he was trying to fake somebody out that wasn't there.
I was gonna post it on Twitter, bro, but I was like, I don't even feel like dealing with this. Like, he might at me or something.
I you know what? I think he already is one of those guys you're not allowed to criticize so far because he's there. But Well, then I don't want to get you in trouble. But what are we? What is Henry Ruggs' kind of weakness right now as a receiver? Why doesn't it look quite right yet?
Because he's never been the featured guy in his life, I don't think, besides probably high school.
Excellent. Yeah, I guess.
So, so he is probably the feature wide receiver for this team, and they're asking him to do a lot of things that he hasn't done. Like he's not. I mean, he wasn't like a volume guy at Alabama, right? He didn't get the most targets um, out of Judy and Smith and even Waddle. I mean, Waddle's getting targets last year, right?
Yeah.
And you would say Jalen Waddle's probably a better prospect than Henry Ruggs, a more complete prospect. Let's say that. I wouldn't say better. I say more complete, right? So Ruggs has a lot to work to do with like getting open against press coverage, right? I mean, which is a thing coming out, which is something you can learn. So like that's something that I would never, get on him about too much unless we get to like year 2 or 3 and it's still a problem. Because you can learn how to beat press. I mean, you just got to practice at it. That takes a lot of practice, and it's not like a innate talent that you're just born with. Like I can beat press. Like no, like it's so many NFL nuances to it. And the press that he saw in college, if he struggled in press in college, the press that he's seeing in the NFL is totally different than in college. So that's gonna be a harder transition. He has to learn how to beat press.
Right.
And once he does that, I think he'll be perfectly fine. He runs good routes. He can catch. I think he still has a little problem tracking the football. I still think that.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right.
Yeah.
That Bucks was it the Bucks game where I know he got interfered with, but it just seemed like almost like in baseball, right? Like I grew up playing baseball. When you're an outfielder, you almost look like they tell you get to a spot, right? Like get to a spot, right? Then make the play. It almost seems like he's trying to make the play before he gets to a spot. You know what I mean? And it's like you're fast. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be lunging and trying to grab everything. Get to the spot if you can. And I saw that because I think at Alabama like they didn't really run him deep, right? Like they didn't really like
not like that.
run, not like that. So maybe he's just raw, right? Like he's just kind of like maybe a little bit raw. I don't think we're seeing. I think some people are really low on him, and some people are like it's Carr's fault. You know what I mean? Or Gruden's fault. You know what I mean? So I don't think
the Carr's fault thing annoys the hell out of me because like Darren Waller's on this team, guys. Like, what do you want? Like Darren Waller's on this team. Hunter Renfro.
Nelson Aguilar's having a good season.
That's what I was like, what do you guys want? Like, no, it's just certain wide receivers. You guys like he can't throw because he's throwing the next. After the Bucks game, people were saying that like, posting how many tight end reps to get. I'm like, bro, like if Darren Waller got 2 targets a game, you guys would be crying. Everybody be crying how Carr can't get him the ball to Waller.
Yeah.
So make up your mind. Everybody was crying after the Pats game when Waller got like 2 targets. Everybody was crying, but then you want to post a percentage of how much tight ends are getting. Like, dog, he's the best receiver on the team. He should get all the targets. Just like Hunter Renfro should get targets. I don't think Hunter Renfro is getting featured enough. I think Henry Ruggs and those guys are
totally right.
Are taken away from Hunter Renfro and keeping him off the field, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves more reps because every time he touches the football, he's making plays. Like it's just so, and he's always where he needs to be. Like I think that the fans have to lower their expectations about what some of these rookies are. Like year 2 or 3, I think these guys could be pretty damn good. And and especially, Brian Edwards, I think he was coming into his own right before he got hurt. Like who knows how good he would have been if he stayed healthy by now. Maybe we wouldn't even be talking about Aguilar. We're just talking about how Carr's throwing to Brian Edwards.
And just in the run game, you know what I mean? All the stuff he does as a blocker. You guys have said it on tape, don't lie. Like he's like a tight end. Like just a good blocking tight end and a wide receiver.
I'm super high on Brian. Like I'm even higher on Brian Edwards right now than I was when he's coming out. Because like just the Patriots game, I think showed me a lot. So, and he was beating Stephon Gilmore off the line and stuff. And he was like saying he's so developed beating press. I think that's the secret draft pick that people aren't realizing is gonna be really, really good, I think. But the draft, David Arnett's playing all right. He looks like a rookie corner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't really judge corners.
That's a tough position to be good right away. That's
so we'll see 2 or 3 years. I think that a lot of fans just want that super rookie just to have its biggest impact, and I don't think every rookie does that. I think some rookies need development, and I think since we're seeing like how Colton Miller developed, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all thought Colton Miller sucked 2018, which he did.
Yeah.
2019, he's average. He's just kind of there. 2019, he's developed, right? So this is 3rd year. You just want to see something by the 3rd year. You always want to judge drafts by the third
Yeah.
year, and but I think this draft we got a lot to see. I mean, I know Tanner Muse is a bad pick, but I said that when it happened. So,
Yep. No, I was with you there.
Mr. Stiff.
Yeah, but
Mr.
so
Stiff over there.
So I couldn't bring you on without talking about number 4 DC Derek Carr.
Okay.
Because I do think you have the best look at Derek Carr. Like, you have the best take on him, where it's like you can win with him. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can win with him. Now, I think he's even playing better than you can win with him personally. And I
think so.
I could have been viewed as a hater, honestly, like in the past. Like, I definitely was about fed up with him. But he's playing really well. I think he's playing really well this year. I'm talking as like a fan at a bar about him right now. Give me kind of an in-depth kind of look at how he's playing. What is something different? Is it different this year, or is it just more talent around him?
I will say this before I get into what is different this year. I would say that every fan had every reason to be mad at Derek Carr after last year. So I think that there's a lot of back and forth. You trust Derek Carr or whatever. But I think people should also understand the other side of it, of why fans are upset about what happened and how the year ended, and they had every right to be upset. Okay, so I think that's a good point that I like to point out. Like, you should always understand both sides of arguments. I mean, we talk about this just in DMs or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, you always understand both sides of arguments. Listen to a lot, especially unless the person's like cussing at you or something. Like, people cussing me about Derek Carr gets stupid. But if it's a logical argument, I mean, people have reasons to be upset. I mean, they're fans. They were 6-4 and they play terrible. He didn't play terrible, but he didn't play very well. Let's say that, right? To end the season. But I thought this year, going into year 3, knowing the offense, right, and knowing the development that he showed, and that he did have a good 7 weeks last year, that's good 7 weeks in a row where he was pretty good quarterback, right? It wasn't consistent last year, right? I think when he come into this year with another third year in the system, I think what's really growing is his relationship with Gruden. It's very noticeable that they like each other now. It's not like there's no do they like each other. It's pretty damn noticeable that they like each other.
Sure.
Right? So he has that chemistry with Gruden now. Gruden trusts him, which is a big thing. I think that's a huge, huge thing, is if Gruden trusts him to, like, do the right thing, right? Gruden trusts him, and I think that he's seeing the field very well right now. And, last year, a lot of fans, like, he's missing guys. And just going here from this year to like the first 3 weeks of this season, I think I could kind of see that he was still trying to get on page to where he's at now. But I think from week 4 on in this year, he's been pretty processing wise, like mental processing the field. He's not being fooled anymore. He's not getting fooled a lot. Like, nobody's fooling him into throwing in the traffic. Nobody's fooling him into, teams are trying to fool him still. Like, because teams are alone in the box right now. So, like, the Bucks really tried to fool him, and he played really well that game.
He did.
I thought he played really well, and they were trying to confuse the hell out of him, and he was sticking strong, and he was reading the field post snap, which that was always my problem with him. And I think it's his biggest improvement this year, is reading the field post snap.
Yeah,
right?
Like, if it doesn't go exactly the way you thought it was going to go, what can I do? Yeah,
what the hell happens?
Improv, like, not improv, because I don't think improv is the right way to say it. But just like you said, it's like, okay, this isn't there. Now what do I do? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it usually you can see his brain frying on tape, and his legs moving. But this year is like, he's calm. He's like, okay, this switched. I still know I can still go here, or this is going to be open, and I'm hitting it. And then, of course, the big one that everybody's so excited about is that he's using his legs, which I'm still scared every time he runs the football.
Dude, I'm the same way. Here's my thing. I love him using his legs. Same 40 time as Johnny Manziel. I'll always say it. He always had the same 40 time as the combine. But he runs like really weird to me. I always thought, like, just the way he's not a natural runner to me, but he can get it done. He can get it done. The problem is, I never want to see him ever get tackled. Not because he'll get injured. That ball's going to come out. And that's always been my thing. Like, what? Just don't take the hit. Like, he saw the end zone. He wanted a touchdown against Cleveland.
Oh, that one play, yeah. If Darren Waller made that block, bro. If Waller made the block, he would have scored. He walks in, and I
But
think he saw
but
that.
I thought there was a chance. Yeah, you're right. But I thought he started seeing like, damn, dude, I'm thinking of this this tweet I seen.
He was thinking,
Yeah,
bro, he was gonna dive.
yeah.
I could see everything
He
because when I
saw
watched it
this
on all
tweet
26.
montage in his head of all the haters saying he won't run, like in the Chariots of Fire.
Because that guy that was coming from the left,
Yeah, yeah,
from his left side,
yeah.
he was gonna just run through him. I could see it. Because
Ah,
he when he hit that corner and he saw he's accelerated. He had an acceleration I haven't seen in
man.
a long time from him. And if Waller held that block, bro, he was gonna truck him or dive, and then it's like, yeah, he would have
That
been.
would have been a Twitter meltdown if Cleveland recovers that fumble. It
It
would have
was
been
so
bad.
close.
That would have been rightfully so. That would have been terrible. But no,
Yeah,
I getting back to it. I think what I think what you're saying is 100% correct. I like him using his legs. I like him
yeah,
kind of extending the play. And like there was one play, and I don't know what read this was for him. I don't know it, but he had
yeah.
the play to I want to say was it Witten over the middle where he kind of threw it over Foster Moreau to Witten on third down against Cleveland. And it looked like it was into traffic, and it was like one of those throws where it was like he looked so confident in it, and it looked so late in his progression. I was like,
Yeah.
man, it was like I don't remember seeing that. Like not even in
Yeah.
2016, honestly, I don't remember seeing that. Like even
Yeah,
in 2016, he would try to do a little more heroic type stuff, and do that. But it was like, man, I think we got something here. Like what I mean? Like
he looks like he knows what he's doing. Like I mentioned on taped online when I was covering the Bucks game how he's anticipating, and I haven't seen him anticipate like in 2 years. And I'm like, oh my god, that was an anticipation throw, and then he's anticipating this past week, So, I mean, he just looks like he knows he's in an offense for the third year. Let's just say that. Maybe he hasn't changed that much.
it's true. It's the first time, right?
Some of his tendencies, some of his tendencies are still there. He still can fumble. He still can do those things. Um, you know, um, and he still looks kind of awkward in the pocket sometimes. But he's in year 3, so he knows what's going. He knows where everything is. So since if you're that comfortable and you know where everything is, you're gonna look good, bro. It's not gonna really matter because you're gonna know. Okay, where's my second read? Where's my third read? I know when to go to it. I think one thing that he has to get off of though is locking onto Ruggs on deep balls, which I think because there's sometimes when somebody doubles and comes over the top, he like thinks about it. I'm like, Derek, don't no, you don't. You can go. It's okay. You can check it down, bro. Like
I know.
but he like thinks about it. He's like, maybe I could just. And I get it because Ruggs has a crazy leaping ability that we all saw against the Chiefs, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And he has great ball. He has great hands. Right. He has great hands. So I could see it like he almost threw a pick against the Bucks because he went to a second read so late because he was thinking about just throwing it up the Ruggs. I'm like, bro, it's okay. Like you don't have to prove to us that you're gonna throw deep every time. Like, and I think that's I kind of feel like he is listening to what's going on sometimes too. And like bro, you don't. Have
I
to
think
prove
so
anything.
too. I think he's got rabbit ears a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
fuck these fans, bro.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Dump it off. Get an 8-yard game. It's okay. Yeah, because that was my problem with the Bucks game plan was like, and I don't know if that was game plan or I don't know if that was Derek forcing shit, but like I was just thinking like, dude, underneath shit was there all day. Like it was
You're
like
right.
I saw, and it was almost like, no, I'm gonna just make it rain on the Bucks. Like no, trust me, I'm gonna light up this defense like Dan Marino against the '85 Bears Monday Night Football. I'm gonna do some crazy shit like you have no idea. And it's like, dude, Renfro all day, and there were drives where it was like Renfro was just taking a couple sets, turn around, boom, I'm right there. You can't stop that. And it's like once they get that balance, I think that it's like the new toy you get. Like I've never had this before. You know what I mean? Like you first try sushi or something, you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? I'll get it from anywhere now. You know what I mean? All the time. And so I don't know. I think you're right. I think once they kind of get back to where they are and then take those calculated, like, oh, it's there. And then at that point, it's wide open a lot of times. You know what I mean? Like in that game against Cleveland, where they had that deep I don't know what route that was, but Ruggs was open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That looked like a miscommunication, maybe some wind. And
wind too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that'll be there.
But even on that play, like, I mean, Ruggs is wide open, but he had Witten wide open too. So like, it's more about the mixture of, like, let's say Ruggs wasn't open though, right? He's just got to, like, you can't get into that mode where I'm just gonna throw it up to Ruggs all the time. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And there's, I know some fans be like, yeah, he's be aggressive.
They
But,
were, and it was scaring me. I was like, stop it, guys. Yeah.
just be aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, and and I get it, fans, they love the deep ball. Everybody loves deep ball. But like sometimes you just got to move the football and get some first downs too. So I think going forward, he's going to play well, especially with these next two defenses he's playing, because he's seen them and they're the same damn defenses that he's been seeing for last couple of years. I mean, he's always played good against Vic Fangio. He's always played good against Gus Bradley.
Let's
So,
go.
I mean, I expect it to get better from here on out. So that's what I hope. I hope he keeps playing well, keeps handling pressure a lot better, keep using his legs. I just hope he doesn't get hurt using his legs.
Yeah, or fumble or just something that kills you, just forcing something. I hear you.
Can't see Peterman, bro.
Oh, what are you talking about? Mr. Legs. He's Mr. Legs. Nathan Peterman. Remember that preseason
run? There's nothing more that humble Raiders fans with Derek Carr than Nathan Peterman playing. I'll tell you that.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I could see Gruden. You know, it'd be funny. I could see Gruden like ripping it off like an old classic car. Like, wow, this is what I had this whole time. I got Nathan Peterman. You know what I mean? Like, this is my old Buick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's not and our everyone's favorite Mariota, which we won't see, I don't think, ever.
I don't know. I told him about that, bro. I don't know. I don't
did.
Know.
No, you
I got killed for that too.
On this show.
I got killed for that. And I see some of y'all that are like on there who are backtracking.
What do you? I hated it.
Oh no. I remember y'all in March with your Mariota ABIs.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. And I was always like, I guess it's as better of a backup as the Raiders have had, I would imagine, and which that's not even true. And then I was like, but I don't want to see him play. I never even like him at Oregon. I was like, I didn't think it was much, but and nonetheless, you mentioned Gus Bradley, and that's the opponent this week, the LA Chargers, SoFi Stadium. What is this Charger team, man? I know it's safe to say that like the Chargers are, oh look, they always lose every game by a point, horribly, Bagley hitting the field goal post, like stuff like that. But what is this team? Because I feel like they're good, but they're not that good. I don't know. It's.
I will say they're a bad team that could beat you. That would be how I sum it up. Just from watching him this week, I've been watching him for the past. I was watching right before I came on. I think I think defensively, I haven't watched them full on defense, but I mean they're gonna play cover 3. I mean they played cover 2 against the Raiders last year, but they're gonna play the same thing they always played. They do the same things. They're very predictable on as a offense. They run on first down like crazy.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a running back as your coach. That's what happens.
They run the ball like crazy, and then they do it to protect Herbert. And then Herbert is nuts. He's a nutso. So he's good. Yeah, he's a psycho. He's gonna throw it into traffic. He has no care.
He reminds me of Jameis Winston. No joke. Yeah. Like I think he can move a little bit better than Jameis, but like, dude, he's like that even in his first game, that one against the Chiefs, like where he had the first down with his legs and just like throws it over like behind himself, basically, like in the middle of the field, throws a pick, and I'm like, well, that's Justin Herbert's better than I thought. I did call him Jake Locker. I called him Justin Locker on this thing. I've now changed that to Drew Lock. He's Drew Locker now. So Jake Locker is a title.
He's better than Drew Lock, bro. He's better than anything Drew Lock has seen. I would say
1,000%. But now Jake Locker, I assign that to other people. So now Drew Lock is now Jake Locker.
Oh, Drew Lock is now Jake Locker. Okay.
Yeah, Jake Locker is something that you earn. Jake Locker is just a title now. He's not even a person. Yeah. So now Jake Locker is Drew Lock. So Justin Herbert is shaking that off. I know he's only won. What is he won one game?
Yeah.
But that's okay. He's better than I thought. So I'll give him that. But. Yeah, are you scared about this defense against him?
The matchup?
Yeah, Raiders defense against Justin Herbert. He's a little extending the play scares me a bit. Yeah,
it's tough because, like I said, they run the ball on first down a lot, so they're predictable. So I think it's like the Browns were predictable, and I was, on my show I was talking about how that this, and I was breaking it down. I was like, this game kind of fits the Raiders defense. And I kind of feel watching this offense, I kind of feel the same way. So, because if you can stop them from running the football and you get them in 3rd and 10, and you start sending some blitzes at Justin Herbert, he's going to be he's gonna start throwing it up in the traffic because, like I said, he's a nuts. He's gonna throw it up. Especially Mike Williams. He's gonna throw it up to Mike Williams. He doesn't care. He expect Mike Williams to win. He has nothing like that. And then Keenan Allen's an underneath guy, but Keenan Allen's a great route runner, but he's not like a terrifying wide receiver. Like
I've never been scared of him. I thank you for saying that. I've never been scared of him, but he's good.
Well, I mean, yeah. He's good. I mean, he's probably one of the best route runners in the league. But he's like a 10. He's gonna give you 10 catches like for 100 yards type of guy. He's just annoying on like third down. Yeah. He's not like gonna beat you for like 11 for 200. You know what I mean? Like,
not crazy contested catch. Like nothing that just is like whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. He's just a great route runner. Right. Mm-hmm. And but Mike Williams is the crazy catch guy. Mike Williams catches everything that's in his vicinity. So the Raiders got to worry about the 50-50 balls. Mm-hmm. But I think what they have to do is that when Herbert gives them a mistake, they got to take it.
You take it.
Like they cannot play around. They can't drop interceptions. Like they got to take. He's going to give them chances to get interceptions. He's going to give them every opportunity, because I'm telling you, he's like, I don't know, like what he'd be thinking on some of his throws. He just tosses it up and just tries to make a play, I guess. But he's super deadly in the red zone. In the red zone, he is deadly. He's very accurate because being nuts from 20 to 20 is worse than being nuts in the red zone, because if you take more chances throwing the ball in the red zone, you're going to have some more chances to make plays. So I think the Raiders just got to keep them on third and long, which they can do, because they actually are playing pretty good run defense at this time.
Like since the Tampa game, I thought that they sneaky played good against the run against Tampa. Not 13 against the pass, but but the run. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, ever since Kawakowski came back, basically. Ever since he came back.
Yeah, he's been great.
Yeah, he's been great too. Yeah. That was a good pickup. I mean, probably one of the best free agent pickups that Mike Mack has had ever, to be honest.
Yeah, him and Nell Aguilar. I'm trying to think. I mean, it sucks that I can't think of one, but yeah, it's.
I mean, I guess you can put Trent Brown in there. I know people get upset about that.
I'm getting my Clutch Sports Trent Brown check right now. I'm Team Trent. Team Trent all day, man. I will. It's funny. Everybody that listens to the show hates Trent Brown. I'm like, why do you listen to my show? Like, I was like, do you just turn this shit off when I start talking?
A lot of people don't like Trent Brown, bro. Like right now,
dude, they hate Trent Brown. And by the way, this is the perfect time to bring up the news. Now this is getting put on Trent Brown, but the Raiders were fined a 6th-round pick and I think $20,000 for next year. So your thoughts on that, real fast?
I'm not a big draft guy after the 4th round. I'm not that type of guy. I know a lot of people have value in those, but
you're not an Azim Victor guy, bro. You're not.
I'm not an Azim Victor guy.
Max Vallis, come on, bro, relax. Yeah, you kidding me?
You know what I mean? Like I just 6th round.
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
So losing a 6th round pick is like, that's like a slap on the. What you gonna draft?
That's where the Boys and Girls Club of the local town announces the pick. Yeah, come on.
we missed out on KJ Costello, bro, as backup. So
yes, exactly. No, yeah, you're right. I thought it was gonna be like a 3rd-round pick, dude. Like I was.
Me too.
I was like, or the Patriots for when they lost the 2nd round for Deflategate. I was thinking because I thought the NFL was gonna drop the hammer on COVID. Like anybody who fucks off on this policy anymore, it's gonna be worse. It'll be a 1st round after that. So I saw 6. I'm like, that sucks because I don't ever want to like give away a draft pick. But a 6th, I can live. I can live with it.
6 is okay. 6 is all right. Yeah. Especially if they finish the season well and it's a late 6th.
Your guy, our guy BD Williams had a great tweet on that today. He's like, man, no 6th-round pick. Now how are we gonna draft our next special teams war daddy, man? And I was like, 6, man. You mean 3rd? But no,
3rd, right?
Yeah, no, but no, that was a classic pick. So. Yeah, they missed out on that. I'm still Team Trent Brown. I think this team is way better when he's on the field. I'd rather not piss him off and be like, I don't ever want to play now. That's always been my take. I think he's kind of an oddball guy. I think a little bit. So I'd rather have him out there personally. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. I mean, he's got to get over COVID. He's having complications. So
yeah, what is that? So I was at work all day today. So when he got put on the COVID list again?
Yeah, because he's still having complications, which is kind of funny. They're going to play him in the worst weather ever.
Yeah, and why? With lung problems. Why was he getting IV fluid? You know what I mean? In the first place, it's like, yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, that was.
Why? Because if he's still having symptoms now, bro, come on, he was having symptoms on Sunday, and he's
Oh, 1,000%.
you're gonna play him when he can't. So you're telling me he has a respiratory disease or virus,
Yeah.
and you're gonna play him in like the worst weather? Like that would have been bad. Like he could have had like a serious problem on the field.
Yeah, I know. That would have been rough. Rough optics and rough for Trent Brown. Like,
yeah, he would have been struggling for him to breathe.
Yeah. In that weather and everything, you're right. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, this is weird. I'm just like, look, when my ultimate take on Trent Brown is whenever we get him back, and I'm happy.
Exactly. Me too.
We don't have him back. We have to work around it all year. It happens. Teams lose linemen every single year. Offense. I don't understand this whole thing where like people are like Trent Brown's the only offensive lineman that gets hurt like this. No, absolutely not. Offensive lineman. Every offensive lineman gets hurt. And it's a horrible position to play in football.
It's always reputation too, because nobody said a word about Incognito. He's missed how many games Incognito missed?
Yeah, and he has no like timetable. There's no like I don't know if Gruden said anything today. I didn't see, but I don't think there's any like timetable for Incognito to come back.
No, there isn't. And it's I'm saying like people always they always bring up like, Trent Brown's gonna miss this many games, or like Josh DeBow does that. He's only played this many games. Like do Incognito. Incognito got hurt. He was suspended with the first 2 games of 2019. He only played 1.5 games this year. So how many games has he missed? And he didn't play the end of the year last year.
That's right.
So like, people don't bring him up though. They, Incognito, he's fine. He's the tough guy. He's gonna play through injury if he had to. He's not. So
it's a good point. No, I've always been like, if you're going to play through, there's certain people that like you can play through injury. I don't want like a 60% Trent Brown on the field. It doesn't appeal to me.
No,
you know what I mean, that's just even worse. Like I don't want that. I want him to be healthy. I want him to be back. This team is 4-3, and the way I look at it is, why don't you look at it as 4-3 without him? You know what I mean? You had one in a 1.005 games with Trent Brown, like on the field, and you're 4-3. So you get him back maybe, let's say 2 weeks from now. Let's be conservative about it. 2 weeks from now. And then now look where you're at. You know what I mean? Maybe Incognito's back at that time. Like this team's really good up front. So instead of just like tweeting like, hey, you fat fuck, get out on the field. I don't know. That doesn't seem like the best way to go about it.
It's not at all.
I think they're thinking Trent Brown is like Antonio Brown. And it's like, yo, just relax. I don't think that's what we're dealing with here. I really don't.
It's how much money they're paying them. And people are so stupid about money. They're just so dumb about money. They think that money, like, it's funny, like a corporation could fuck them over, and they'd be like, yo, it's okay, it's all right, that's cool, just
Marcus, I think you're on the wrong podcast of mine here, but yeah, go on.
But I just got a point here. Corporation could fuck them over. They'd be like, oh, that's cool, why are you against that, and then but Trent Brown, he makes, fuck him. He makes $20 million. It's just
you gave a bunch of money to LaMarcus Joyner, and he never misses a game. He sucks. Trent Brown's good.
That's it's just people's logic, bro. I don't get it.
Yeah, Trent Brown is good. It was a good signing. It was a good signing. And my whole thing was, if you're questioning his work ethic, you're right. But 2, it's been public record since his San Francisco days that he has a shitty work ethic.
Yeah,
he does. So Mike Mayock had access to the same San Jose Mercury News article that I read when the Raiders signed Trent Brown, and he still gave that to the thing. So at some point, your team gave him that money, so you knew what you were signing up for. That's always my thing. So you bought a spade is a spade. You got Trent Brown, and whenever Trent Brown's on the field, I think the Raiders are really good. I think he's top 3 to 5 left tackle or right tackle in the league. So that just is what it is. I think he has ability to shut people down. Like you said, Colton Miller doesn't quite have yet. I think Trent Brown can go against elite right ends. And I really think, I think fans just chill. Just chill. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just chill. But man, it's been great having you on. It's been great having you on. It's fun, always fun. I love having guests, and you were my first one ever on here, so I'm very grateful. I think maybe at the end of the season we could do like I don't want to say post-mortem because that sounds bad, but okay, I don't have us winning the Super Bowl this year.
Shit. They might be playing the Steelers to make the playoffs. So
I don't quite have us penciled in winning the Super Bowl yet. So
I don't know
End
about
of
going
this-
to Pittsburgh.
End of the season, no, bro. Come on, we're taking down Big Ben. We play well against Big Ben. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
I was looking at that shit the other day. I was like, God damn, bro. Like, do we have? If we get the seven, even if we get the 7th seed, we're gonna have to go to Pittsburgh.
Hey, man, that's a rich people problem. Stop worrying about that right now. But I just want to get there, man. I'm doing a championship.
Me too, but I still want them that way. Like, can we get the Bills? Like, I'm hoping we get the Bills or something.
I just want to see Derek Carr play a playoff game. That's just the big thing. Like, just go play. Yeah. I don't want to play a playoff game with a backup quarterback. So that would be baby steps for me this year. And don't collapse in the back end of the season.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm just hoping for Buffalo. That's all I'm hoping for. If they do make the playoffs, because I think they could beat Buffalo. I think they can. I know it's gonna be cold and it's gonna be freezing.
They wouldn't play Miami because they probably both be wild. Well, actually, Miami could still win their division. Technically, they're playing out of their mind.
Yeah,
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. But I
believe they have a better chance of going into Buffalo.
Sure.
And beating the Bills because it's gonna be freezing cold and hopefully be really bad weather.
The
Bills can't run the ball and the Raiders can.
Yeah, no, there's teams they could beat, and the Steelers are not one. I'm sorry, but
I mean, I would be happy. I would be extremely shocked.
Yeah,
like, but another playoff team that I think they could beat, which I think is crazy, and I know we're getting too long here, but people are gonna think I'm crazy. I think they could beat the Ravens.
Yes, facts. Lamar's not playing well this year.
Yeah, and they blitz so much, and I think that's Derek Carr's thing.
I think they could beat Tennessee.
Oh yeah, they could beat Tennessee too.
I think they could be. I won't say Indy yet because Indy looks kind of raw right now. But Philip Rivers,
we'll see. Let's see how they play these next 2 weeks.
We're going to Super Bowl. You talked me into it. No.
We'll see how they play the next 2 weeks. If they go out there and they beat these teams pretty handily, that tells me a lot. It's like they beat the Browns pretty handily. They beat them pretty easily. I was like, okay, you guys kind of just beat their butts. That's basically how they from the second quarter on. That was an ass whooping.
Should have won that game like 26-9 or whatever it was.
Yeah, if it was regular weather, I think.
Yeah.
So if they can beat some of these teams and they can pull out like some 34-24s or 30-20s and beat these teams pretty good, right? These next two, and then they go into the Chiefs. We'll see how that goes. But they go into because the Chiefs are gonna be pissed.
And indoors, it's like that's gonna be
and mad
track meet. Yeah,
don't forget they're gonna be mad too. Bro.
Yeah, they might play They might have actually put a real game plan together.
They're gonna be angry. They're gonna be angry.
No, you're right.
They're gonna, So
that's okay.
So they gotta be prepared for that. So these next two games are very important. They gotta win these next two games, and I think if they go into the final stretch 8-4, which I think they are, I think they got a good chance. So.
Well, nonetheless, at the end of the season, whatever happens, I want to have you and BD on. I'm going to get him to commit to it too.
Okay.
Because those were my fun episode. I had you guys both on very close, and it was very fun. And then you guys had your podcast. It's been really fun to watch you guys both do that. So that's been really cool. And then, so nonetheless, this is Marcus Johnson at the Mark John NFL. Expand the box score, Raiders Wire, Tape Don't Lie podcast, and yeah, man, thanks for joining me. It's been great. I
always, bro.
Always have fun. It's election week, so I have another podcast, Rare Candy Podcast. Please check that out. It's not over yet.
Podcast, man.
It's not. Oh yeah, some people meander over and they're like, "What the fuck is Glenn talking about on that one?" Yeah, like they're like, "Is that the same guy?" No, but and nonetheless, the election's not quite over yet, so. I've been waiting on the election kind of wrap up thing, but that's going to be coming next week. So if you just subscribe to the YouTube channel, you get access to all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking to get into something like that, maybe some alternative kind of coverage in that, check that out. Yeah. And follow Marcus on Twitter at the Mark John NFL. I'm sure you already do, but thanks again, man. Thanks for coming by. This is Rock Vegas. Please subscribe everywhere. All right. Peace, guys.